In the grand tapestry of the cosmos, it all started with a flicker, a nearly invisible dot captured on a telescope's digital sensor. One of millions scanned every night across the sky. At first, it looked like nothing, a routine detection buried deep in the background of the universe. But when astronomers took a closer look, that flicker started to behave differently. It wasn't just moving fast, it was too fast. It wasn't following any orbit known to us. And then came the realization that silenced the room. This thing wasn't from here. It had come from outside our solar system, a true interstellar visitor, and not just any visitor. This one was heading towards us. The first mention of the object came on June 25, 2023. A casual report from the Atlas telescope in Hawaii noting a possible asteroid moving unusually fast in the constellation Auriga. Most astronomers dismissed it as a false positive. After all, this happens daily. But within days, the confirmation started pouring in from observatories across the globe. They tracked it across the sky, noting its erratic trajectory and rapid movement. On July, a consensus emerged, a group of astronomers confirming it as an interstellar visitor, officially naming it 3 Atlas. That was when the urgency started. Within hours, NASA issued a statement acknowledging the object and announcing plans for James Webb to scan it. The official tone was calm, almost nonchalant. But behind the scenes, the wheels of preparation turned. Astronomers set their instruments to priority, requesting uninterrupted viewing windows and immediate data processing. And then came the variables, the trajectory data showing acceleration. The fact that the object was larger than expected based on its brightness. By July, the news cycle had picked up, capturing the imagination of millions. Headlines blared about an interstellar intruder, a cosmic uninvited guest arriving unannounced. Yet despite the intrigue, something felt off. The data shared with the public seemed limited, the explanations carefully worded, and the media coverage oddly subdued. A chill wind blew through the corridors of academia, one that spoke of caution, of limits to inquiry. Key figures started appearing mysteriously offline. Experts who spoke freely at first grew uncharacteristically tight-lipped, their pronouncements becoming vague. Their appearances canceled without explanation. Theories abounded, whispered in darkened rooms, typed out encoded messages online. Was this a cover-up? Was there something truly alarming behind the veil of secrecy? Or were the worries unwarranted, a reaction to an inconsequential space rock? While the world waited, a sense of unease permeated the atmosphere. It seeped into the quiet hum of everyday life, a subtle shift in the air that spoke of secrets kept, of knowledge withheld. It touched those who followed the story closely and those who heard about it casually. All were affected by the underlying current of suppressed information. Then came the revelation that amplified the unease. The James Webb Space Telescope, humanity's most powerful eye in the sky, had already observed the object during one of its routine deep space scans. The news was met with a mixture of excitement and disbelief. How could such a significant discovery be made and hidden from view? What was NASA trying to hide? The revelation sparked a frenzy of speculation, fanning the flames of conspiracy theories. Skeptics accused the agency of deliberately withholding information, painting a picture of a cold, calculating entity prioritizing control over transparency. True to form, NASA responded with a carefully worded statement. They cited protocol, security, and logistical reasons for the delay, words that fell on deaf ears. To those who suspected foul play, this was a flimsy shield designed to conceal the truth. And as the days passed without answers, their suspicions only grew. People looked to alternative sources, scouring the internet for leaked data or insider accounts. Blogs and forums buzzed with activity as individuals eager for the truth pieced together fragments of information, forming their own narratives to fill the void left by official silence. The situation escalated when key individuals began distancing themselves from the project. Scientists who had been vocal about their findings suddenly went quiet, their online presence fading into the background. Others who spoke out were met with swift professional repercussions, their papers quietly withdrawn, their research grants inexplicably cut. This created a chilling effect, silencing those who might have shed light on the matter, fearful of professional repercussions. Colleagues looked away, hoping to avoid the spotlight. It was as if a heavy fog had descended upon the investigation, muffling voices and obscuring the truth. Meanwhile, the clock was ticking. Every day that passed without answers fueled the fire of conspiracy, every unanswered question adding another log to the pyre. The stakes were clear. If this was a cover-up, time was of the essence. With each sunrise, the truth slipped further out of reach. People felt powerless, trapped in a labyrinth of misinformation and half-truths. The silence from NASA was deafening, leaving a vacuum of uncertainty that was quickly filled with wild speculation and baseless accusations. The implications were profound. Trust in authoritative institutions eroded, replaced by a sense of betrayal and disillusionment. It was a slippery slope leading to a future where skepticism and paranoia reigned supreme. However, there was a glimmer of hope amidst this darkness. A handful of individuals continued to speak out, risking their careers to bring the truth to light. Their bravery provided a beacon in the gloom, a reminder that the pursuit of knowledge should not be silenced. The battle for transparency had begun. As the days turned into weeks, the pressure mounted on NASA. The silence surrounding the 3 Atlas was deafening, amplifying the unease among the general public. Calls for transparency grew louder, echoing through the halls of Congress and in the pages of major newspapers. It was a pivotal moment. NASA stood at a crossroads, faced with the need to regain public trust or forever be tainted by the shadow of suspicion. The response from NASA was a carefully crafted balance between openness and reserve. They released selected data and images, offering glimpses into their analysis, yet holding back critical details. While this approach satisfied some, it only served to fuel the anxieties of others who saw it as a continuation of the cover-up. The release of the images only raised more questions, depicting an object that appeared too perfect, too symmetrical to be natural. These revelations led to a surge in conspiracy theories. Many argued that the object was not a natural space rock, but an advanced piece